those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
AMP2.TV presents Tell Us Your Business, where you're invited on the air to tell us what makes your business stand out in the community. It's important we hear from you to tell us all we need to know about what you do best. Tell Us Your Business uses the latest radio and television production systems, and all shows can be seen on AMP2.TV. If you have a question for our guest, call 888-565-1470. Now, let's get ready as our guest hits the airwaves and informs us about what we need to know on Tell Us Your Business.
Hello and welcome to Tell Us Your Business. I am so excited today. So my name is Teddy. Welcome in. If you've never heard us before, be sure to catch us Tuesday nights at 7 o'clock here on WNN Beasley Radio. And today I am so excited to introduce you guys to one of my favorite artists, Mr. Jay Harmon.
Hi, Teddy.
Who, if you're watching us on Facebook, you can see some of the drawings behind us. Drawings, not paintings. Which, when I first met Jay, you did a drawing of Dawn and Freddie, the one that we have hanging in the studio. And this was like 2.5 maybe years ago. I was like, wow, what a really cool painting. Like, awesome. And Dawn goes, that's a drawing. That's all in pencil. I was like, no, it's not. I might be new. You can't pull the wool over my head. But you did that. And I mean, incredible. Again, if you're on Facebook, this horse behind me, this lady who is not Michael Jackson, and then Michael Jackson.
Right.
And I don't know if you can see the bust behind us is all done. Tell me about how you do this art.
Well, I've always been trying to do art and trying to discover new ways of doing art, and I think I discovered this pretty much. I'm a retired art teacher. And so I did that for many years. And after I retired, I said, I'm not done yet. This isn't the end of it. I want to do something new. And I had been drawing for several years. I have been doing portraits in graphite pencil. If you're familiar with graphite pencil, and that's with just regular pencil, drawing pencils in black and white. And I had done those for years, and I'd done celebrity portraits. I'd done a lot of things like that. And I was somewhere, and somebody had, I don't know where I heard from somebody, but they said, you should try color pencil. I said, I don't do color. I only do black and white. They said, try it. I said, okay, I'll try it. And it wasn't a matter of relearning something. It was just adapting from what I had already been doing to the new medium. And learning colored pencil was like, this reminds me when I was a little kid, when I went from watching black and white television to all of a sudden color, and I'm like, wow, I could do this in color. And so it just, and I still do black and white, but now I do black and white pictures using colored pencils.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I do with a black background.
Oh,
and then I do white, like the lady behind you. That is that's done in on a black background using whites and 50 Shades of Grey. That's how that's done. And in this case, she has some red lipstick, and so I can add as much or as little color to my pictures as I want to, and just create it however I want it to be, and color is a beautiful thing to me now that I can put it in there and work with it, because it's another dimension.
And you do some of the most beautiful. I wish we had it here. We have a drawing that you did of the air balloon that you've done on your show.
Hot air balloon, all right.
Is one of the best shows, if you guys can see it, The Colored Pencil Artist, which is on Thursdays at 2:30.
Thursdays at 2:30 on the Brooklyn Cafe. You can see the Colored Pencil Artist Show, and I actually work on the pictures. This Michael Jackson picture here, I just finished last week on the show, and the week before that, I did a picture of of Marilyn Monroe, and this is my pop art series that I'm working on, and it's fun because I can work on my series and people can actually watch me work on my pictures right on the air.
And it's that step-by-step guide that sometimes, because let me tell you, I look at some of these, I'm like, how'd you get the blend, the draping? Like, it doesn't, my brain doesn't wrap around it. But when we started doing your show, it was so cool to see you step-by-step break it down in a way that actually made sense.
Right.
I was like, oh, like the light bulb's going off. I get it.
Yeah, there's nothing really magical to it. It's just a lot of hard work. That's
Yeah,
all
I
I
think
can
you
say.
add
It's
the
just-
magic to it. Because
well,
let me tell you,
I
these
have
are
my own,
incredible.
And well, I like to put my I can take, I work from, a lot of times I work from photographs, but I like to put my own spin on the picture. I don't want it to be a photograph exactly. I want it to look close enough to a photograph but still have that art
Yeah.
look to it.
Because it's not, the point of it isn't always, not all art, but the point of it is exact ultra photorealism.
Right.
Like, it is art. And it's amazing. I love it so much. And you say you've been drawing for years. How'd you even
yeah.
start that?
It's just a thing that I guess that it's a gift that I have,
The magic gift?
and I was very fortunate to have this gift, and I just over the years I just kind of honed it that I like to see what I could do, and I challenge myself. I always challenge myself to try new things and to try something different all the time. But as far as techniques, and I was doing that with graphite pencil for years, always making it a little bit harder, and trying to do pictures. There is one over in your studio with of an old lady's face.
I was literally just about to say that one. The amount of small details that you have in that is incredible.
That one is 40 by 50, inches, and
She tries to
that
jump off
one
the wall.
That one was, I guess, if I could say, the kind of a pinnacle of working in graphite. It took me 4 months to complete it, and this was working regularly on it, and so it was a big, very big picture. And if anybody would like to, you can go to my website. It's on my website. All my artwork is on my website, which is at coloredpencilartist.com.
Yeah, and if you come to our studio, the Brooklyn Cafe Studios, you can always contact us and set up an appointment. You can always walk around because we have full rooms
Yeah.
of Jay's artwork.
I would be more than happy to show you through the studio, and I'm one of the artists displaying at the studio, and they have not only myself but other artists, and I think all the quality of the artwork there. I really love to come in there and just look at at all the artwork. There's always something new. They're always changing it,
yes.
always rearranging it, and I think that I think it's great. It's not like any other gallery that I have ever seen in my life.
I'm glad. But it's sometimes just your work is sometimes you have to see it in person. Because sometimes I feel like when you see a picture, you're like, wow, that's amazing. And you're not able to see. There's a picture that we have, I think it was Praying for Peace, the one with the man with his hands
right.
out. Where from afar, you're like, wow, that's amazing. And then you get up close and you can see the details of the pencil, his veins. You have another one, the COVID man with the tattoos on his face that you said you had like composited from pictures.
Right.
You need to see that in person sometimes to really appreciate every little thing that goes into that.
That was that picture you're referring to with the tattoo on his face. That was a picture when I first finished it. I thought it was finished, but I didn't like it. I usually know when I'm done with a picture, but this one, I had done it, but I looked at the guy and I said, he is too good looking for the picture that I'm trying to make. And so I went back and I said, what else can I do? I put the tattoo on his face. And then I already had the big tattoo. He has a big tattoo on his neck. But I said, there's got to be something else I could do. So I added pock marks. to his face. And this, to me, kind of made it where he's not such, he didn't have such a pretty face, but it's still attractive, but in a
It's realistic.
realistic kind of way. Yeah.
It's something that, you know, it's not exactly like you said, oh, this isn't, you know, an Adonis picture of a person. This is a real, but it's not. You composited the picture and you put it together, but this could be a completely real person that you see on the street, that it really does add more reality, more emotion, more story to it.
And this last year, due to everything, the way in 2020, the way everything was, I found myself rather in a strange position, because I was quarantined, but I wanted to still express things, but it was the way that I was feeling. How was I feeling during all this? And that's why I made so many darker pictures, because the one with the gentleman with the hands out, Plea for Peace, is there, and that was basically the whole idea for that. Is it came through the whole thing last year with when everybody was just getting on everybody's case, and when they had the Black Lives Matter and everything, it was just to express everything like that. I think I used art as a platform to really speak to that. I have another picture that you have at the studio that is on black background. It is a face that it's in the dark, but it's just like coming out of the dark with the hands over the face. And that one I made because it was like looking forward, coming out of the dark very cautiously. And that was what that was supposed to represent. And it, you know, each thing I do represents something, you know, that I feel, and that's what I.
And the way you draw people, they have so much emotion in their eyes that you can feel it. It is, you look at that and you learn what time period you did it in you know, the world, and you're like, oh yeah, like that is exactly how you feel. It is the cautious, the hands. It's from like a fun, I took like 2 art history classes, so from the little bit I remember of art theory, it is a really cool element that's added into it, that you can tell the layers, you can tell the emotion of it.
Right. I know
You're always amazing at that.
Thank you. I like to go back at in some of my artwork. I can remember. I can tell when I did certain pieces by you know, just by looking at it, because how I was feeling. I can look at it and I can still reimagine that emotion that I was going through at the time when I made the picture.
And besides the pictures of that, you still do portraits, just
I
like
do.
Jackson, of pets, which, if you haven't seen them, they're so cute.
I do pet portraits, people portraits, celebrity portraits, and anything else that you would like. I do them in abstract. I do them in realism, and
Those two, and I know you know exactly what two I'm talking about, because I'm always obsessed with them. With you have 2 people with a sheet over their face that are my favorite pieces.
Those are really
Oh.
those were really different. Those were a couple that I got into, that I started to do them, and they just like have a sheet kind of over their face, but you can still see the expressions on their faces. And I was looking to do something. I wanted to try to do something shocking, and it was just a thing that I said I'm tired. You know, I was just at a point where I said I want to try something shocking once, try something a little bit more out there, and I had fun with it.
Those are, and I talk to you about them all the time, because those are my favorite 2 pieces of yours. Because it's exactly, it reminds me of, what is it, the Pieta? The pieces of marble where you can see the movement of the silk. That's exactly what it reminds me of. It's a piece of paper, but you see this beautiful, delicate sheet that's thrown over their faces. You can still see them. It is, for me, for your art, like the pinnacle of, I love this.
Oh,
but your
you.
celebrity portraits, we have the Queen portrait that I love.
And she's referring to the group Queen, not the Queen.
Oh, yeah.
And
But like, let's hit it up with Queen Elizabeth. But that one I like too, because I was thinking of it when you said the man coming out of the dark, because you have the darkness on their faces. You can
Right.
see the contours so well. It is like an eerie, awesome vision of Queen.
Right. It was it was taken from one of their album covers was similar to that, and it was also back when they did Bohemian Rhapsody. The video for that was kind of all about the voices singing like that, and just and if you haven't seen the movie yet, Bohemian Rhapsody, it's wonderful.
It's so good.
It really was great.
But I'm sorry, I keep gushing over all your
That's
pieces
okay.
that I love, because you're like, no, keep going.
Yeah, stop it. Go ahead.
But what's your one favorite piece that you've done? And then you've done so many collections. What is your favorite collection that you've done?
I think my favorite collection is probably my horses.
Yeah, they are so awesome.
I love horses. I love doing horses, and we had a big discussion. Why do I love horses? I don't know why I love horses. They're just beautiful animals.
They're awesome.
They're beautiful creatures, and they have such beautiful muscle tone. They their faces and everything. I just love doing that. In fact, my next I teach Skillshare, and that is where you can learn lessons online. There are thousands of teachers on Skillshare, and you can go on Skillshare and you can learn anything just about that you want to learn that has to do with being creative. If it's music, if it's writing, if it's art, anything, you can go on Skillshare.
And you can find you on Skillshare.
You find me on Skillshare, and the next picture that I'm going to be doing on Skillshare, that I'm going to be actually teaching online, so you can see it, is I'm going to be doing on a black background a white horse. And it's the face, and I'm just going to be showing that on how to do it, and it's going to be you can actually learn on which color pencils to use and what you need to do it. I'll show you the materials. I'll show you step by step how I do it, and you can learn how to do that.
So when, just like a side note, when you say different colored pencils, is like there is a difference between like the nice color pencils and then like the ones I used when I was like in fourth grade.
Yeah, you can if you want to have. There are several brands of colored pencils that are really good, but mine that I stay with because I just like the consistency, I like the texture, and the way it works is Prismacolor. Okay, the Prismacolor Premier pencils are the ones that I work with, just because that's the difference for me also between doing art on a computer, doing
Because you do digital art too,
yeah,
don't you?
I have. I've done a lot of digital art, but it's not the same. You don't get the feel. There's something, I guess maybe you have to be an artist to understand this, but there's a feel. It's like a musician has to have the feel of the guitar. You can't synthesize that and have the same feel. It's the same thing with artists. They have to have that feel of either the brush or the pencil or whatever it is that they're doing, and that's what I really find myself why I enjoy. I think using the colored pencil, because I'm still using a pencil, but I am and I just love the feel of how a pencil feels and how it interacts with the paper. This is pretty. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but it's
your passion. It's everything.
It is.
And it's so cool to hear you talk about it, because I hear you talk on your show about art, but it's so cool to hear you talk about how much you love art and your passion behind it, because you really kind of I get excited to see your next pieces. 'Cause I'm like, what's Jay doing next?
When you see the pieces that you can actually look at some of the pieces and you can see what I really put into it. And
it's amazing.
For me, it's I don't know. It's just I guess I could say it's a kind of euphoria that you can I could say that I get from creativity when I actually see it coming together. It's like it's creating something
that just out of nothing. That's what I think drives me crazy the most about it, is that seeing you, and even on the show, and seeing pieces like this, oh, it's off camera, but the bust, that the background is almost completely blank. The knowing that you got that as a blank paper, and you were like, oh, I'm going to, exactly like marble is how I think of how you draw. You're carving out this image that had nothing there. A blank piece of paper, you somehow got this background, you went in with the details, you went in with the exact shape to where it was so clean and crisp and perfect. It was like it was always supposed to be there. And it is just, I don't know.
It's, I guess, sculptors do that. And they've asked, I forget if it was Michelangelo or who it was, they asked, how do you know how to create something like a statue of David or something like that? He says, I just chip away everything that's not David.
That's exactly how I
And-
feel. Like your art makes me feel like that, where
You know,
you're just like, yeah, I colored in what's supposed to be there.
That was,
put it there.
That was if it's supposed to be there, that's what's there, and that's where I how I wanted it. This picture here is one too. By the way, it's a sculpt. It's a bust, a picture that it's a color pencil painting, as I call them. I don't call them drawings because it's
Oh.
more.
It's
It's more of a painting, and colored pencil is almost like paint, you know. And so what this is, it's a bust of from my. I went to my high school 50th year reunion, and our mascot was the Trojans. And this is a gold, a golden Trojan bust. And I just had somebody just this last weekend who's putting together that my high school is going to be 100 years old.
Ooh.
And they wanted to know if they could show this at the 100-year reunion. So,
I know if you're watching this on Facebook, you can't see it, but I'll tell you how you can see it. If you go to our Instagram, Ant Media Productions, right after the show, I'll be posting a picture of it. So you can see on there, and I'll tag
Yeah.
Jay in it, so you can go see his website and all the other pieces he has for sale, because let me tell you, when you see it on Instagram, the helmet I'm obsessed with, because you can see the exact shine of the gold to the shadow to the details. Please check it out, because you're going to want to see it. But our show is coming to an end, so tell everyone where they can find your show,
Okay.
your website, your Skillshare, everything.
Okay, my website is it's easy. It's coloredpencilartist.com. Okay, that's I was very fortunate to get that that domain.
It's a good domain. It's a
You know,
solid
yeah,
one.
Yeah, and my show, you can see it on Amp Media, on Facebook, on
Yep. Facebook, YouTube, we put it on, and all
yeah.
of your social medias.
and this is on every Thursday at 2:30. You can see that, and I believe it's also replayed on the Children's Network or
Yes.
on Saturdays.
Yep.
At 11:30, I believe, and so you can find me there. And if you can possibly come down to the studio, make an appointment, come down to the studio in Boca Raton, you will really like all the things that are in there. I'm just not saying not just my stuff, but I mean everything that's in there is just incredible. I mean it's
It is a jungle gym of art.
It's something like you've never seen before.
And if you go on Skillshare and look up Jay Harmon, you'll be able to learn along with him and learn how to make
That's
these
true.
amazing
I'm on there
paintings.
teaching, so I'm on there with a lot of other teachers teaching how to do colored pencil art. So if you would like that, just sign up for Skillshare and come along and follow what I'm doing.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for watching, hanging out, and thank you, Jay, so much for coming
welcome.
on.
Thank you.
And letting me gush about your art that I always gush to you about anyway. And be sure to catch us next week at 7 o'clock Tuesday night on WNN. My name is Teddy. This is Mr. Jay Harmon, and we'll see you guys next week.
This has been Tell Us Your Business, where a special guest comes on every week and tells us what they do. All shows can be seen on amp2.tv, and if you wish to be a guest, call 866-224-5422 and tell us about your business. That's 866-224-5422. This has been an AMP2